Good afternoon and welcome to our informational webinar and presentation on how you can implement Apex Learning as a digital resource in your school district. I'm Irene Parisi, the Chief Academic Officer for the State Department of Education, and I'm thrilled to have this panel of experts and friends with me today from Apex Learning together on how to support the acceleration of learning in the district for your learners and statewide. I'm going to have my new friend and colleague, Melissa Hart, our Director of Sales at Apex Learning, to introduce the team today to share more information about how you can implement Apex Learning in your district.
Absolutely. Thanks, Irene. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melissa, and on behalf of Apex Learning, I'd like to thank you for attending today's webinar. We are so excited to partner with Connecticut State Department of Education to provide you with digital curriculum for all things credit and grade bearing for your 6 through 12 students. So today we'll do an overview of Apex Learning. We'll talk about who we are and what our pedagogy is and what we've made available to you and how you can utilize it. We'll take a look also about how to register to use these resources, and we'll walk through the support and the implementation that you'll receive from our team once you do register. Then we'll open it up for questions and answers. We'll capture as much as we can today in the chat and get to as many of those as possible. But if we have too much to get to in the sake of time, we can always follow up with you too. So let's start with a few introductions, shall we? This is just a little bit of the Apex Learning team that will support you and work to ensure the success of your implementations and your students. Today on the line with me, I have Jason Mitchell, who will be providing an overview of Apex. We also have Stacey Adamiak, who is a former administrator and Apex Learning power user, turned education consultant, so she may be able to answer some of the user questions even better than we can. And finally, we have Deb Stetcher and Michelle Rutherford with us from the Implementation Success team. Michelle and Deb have supported statewide implementations, much like this one, as well as districts in Connecticut who have utilized Apex Learning for some time. They are implementation gurus who will personally provide the support necessary to ensure success for you all and for your students. They won't go at it alone. There are others on this screen, but also behind the scenes, such as Christina Ruiz, Tiffany Gonzalez, and Todd Mahler, who will support you in the success of your students as well. And they are just a wealth of knowledge to be here with you today. So without further ado, we'll turn it over to Jason, and he'll provide you that overview of Apex Learning.
Perfect. Hello and welcome. My name is Jason Mitchell. I am thrilled to be here in partnership with the great state of Connecticut. We have an exciting conversation today. We're going to talk about creating more pathways, more opportunities for more students. So for those of you who are not familiar with Apex, we are uniquely focused on providing digital curriculum to support our students and push them to their very fullest potential. So whether our students are at risk, at promised, advanced placement, or anywhere in between, we're going to push them as far as they can go. And for our partner districts and schools, our goals are your goals. So whether it's creating more opportunities for your students or making sure that your students are on track or stay on track, we'll partner with you to make sure that we're helping you meet those goals. Just a little bit about Apex. We've been at this for about 25 years, so this is not our first rodeo. Last year, we had about 3.7 million students enrolled in our programs. And the only reason that I tell you that is so that you know that we understand that across the state, there's going to be a huge variety of ways that you want to leverage these tools to support your students. And we'll come with a broad set of experience and multiple perspectives so that we can support you in the best way possible. A couple things about Apex. We actually started as a distance learning online provider specifically for advanced placement for rural communities, because 25 years ago, there weren't many options for school districts. So over those 25 years, we've always had that mindset of saying, how do we support students in a virtual environment? How do we make teachers successful? How do we make that instruction and engagement work for all students? So we're steeped in that. In that mindset of making sure that our students and teachers and their families are successful. So just a little bit more about Apex. So we partner with organizations that are also known to be the best in their respective fields. And the goal is to help make sure that in your ed tech ecosystem, that it's seamless, that it's doable, and that it's easy. right? If it's not easy, our teachers won't do it and our students won't log on to it. So we try and make sure that whomever we're partnering with, it makes that integration so much easier for each and every one of you. We've also partnered with organizations like Cognia and Quality Matters. They vet our curriculum and they approve it. We've partnered with people like Schoology and Kimono so we can, mesh with your EdTech system. We have strong partnerships with the College Board for our AP courses and CAA for our student athletes out there, and many, many others, just to know that your students are receiving the very best in instruction. We also have a long-standing commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's something that we've focused on since the inception of our curriculum. Some people call it culturally responsive pedagogy. For us, it's just our philosophy. It's the fabric. It's how we build every single course. We look for cultural representation for every single student, so that what they're engaged in, it looks like the world that they live in. So they're comfortable and familiar with that. A couple other things that doesn't just apply to our content. It also applies to our organization as a whole. We do our very best to make sure that we support diversity, equity, and inclusion across our company, in our hiring practices, in our operating practices. So it's a really key, important factor in our company and a commitment that we have to you and your students. The good news is that when it comes to credit accumulation, our catalog is going to include courses in every content area. So it's math, science, social studies, language arts, AP courses, CTE, technology courses, anything that a student would need to earn credits, and especially in a distance learning environment. So this also includes credit recovery for accumulation. Within those options, you have lots of options in the way you use our content. You also have flexibility. So this content, again, it's designed instructionally. We design it to work in a virtual environment, but we also understand that some of this might be hybrid, some of it might be blended, some of it might be more face-to-face. These are technology tools that we can help you leverage in whatever circumstance you have. So you have options and you can flexibly use them. And that's exactly what Deb and Michelle are here to do. They'll talk about how you can plan for those different implementation models and how you can even change students between those models. So just a couple things. I'm not going to dive too deeply into the curriculum, but some things that are really important when we think about supporting students in a blended or a virtual environment. For students to succeed, we have to present them with content that is relevant and has to be engaging. So instead of presenting a lesson on multiplying binomials, that's what we're looking at right here. I'm not a math guy. That makes my palms sweat just to even think about it. But what we do is we start by grounding the instruction in a concept that students are already familiar with. So we take real world applications, we start there. We say, hey, we're gonna look at this skate park and it's really popular in the city and we wanna expand it. We wanna push this wall out and this wall out. We're doing a couple things. We're taking that very, that concept that students are familiar with and we're building upon that concept. And we're hitting some prerequisite skills along the way. And then we're actually getting to those more abstract ideas out there. It's a really smart way to help students, and it's an intentional design on our part. It's also engaging. So I think what we've seen over the past 18 months is that we can't just plunk students down in front of a computer and expect, like a 20-minute video to teach them. In Apex, our students have to do something, see something, say something, move something, respond to something every 15 to 20 seconds. And the goal is that they're engaging and they're learning. And they actually have to engage with it in order to finish it. So they're not going to watch, like a 10-minute video and then, turn up the volume and walk away and then hit, true or false. They're actually going to engage with the content on there. So our commitment to you is to make sure that all your students can be successful on that. So we provide rigorous curriculum that has embedded supports and scaffolds. And when we think of supports and scaffolds, it's supporting students who might be below proficient readers with literacy scaffolds. So they can have all the content read out loud to them. It might support a student who's an English learner. So there's a tremendous amount of academic vocabulary support in there. And students can click on it in the context of what they're learning, and they can both see examples and hear examples. Really, really important for English language learners, because let's say they're in geometry and they're talking about planes. Well, planes could be, the flatlands out in Texas, or they could be what's in the sky, or in the case of geometry, it is that particular term of a flat area. So we try and give students as many ways of learning the concept or skill as possible. It can also be individualized for students who are on 504 or students who are on an individualized learning plan. Our goal is to make sure that no matter where students are, no matter their level of academic readiness, that they can grab onto those supports and they can be successful in this program whenever they need it. We also make sure that all of the stakeholders in that student success team, that they have data to drive their support. So whether it's the student's virtual teacher, or a person who's at the district, or it's just somebody who's managing the lab, anybody who has a stake in that student success, he could even be a co-teacher or an English language learner support teacher or part of the student's IEP team. Everybody is going to have this transparency of data so they can see exactly how the student is performing at any given moment with real-time data. So they can see, is this student, are they moving along at a pace that's quick enough, and are they successful in what they're doing? Is the support that I need to give, is it behavioral, is it academic, or is it otherwise? So all of the stakeholders will always be informed of student success on there. All right, let's see. It's also critical that parents are apprised of exactly how their child is doing. So if it's a parent or a caregiver, we make sure that they are part of that collaboration. So we have a report that goes out to the parents, goes out every Sunday, and it's a live link to their child's information. What's good about it is it's real-time data. So every day that parent, they can click on that link and they can get updated data on their student, and they can see exactly how their child's doing. Green, yellow, or red. It's really easy to follow those indicators. They know exactly what their child should have done, exactly what they did do, and then minute by minute, hour by hour, how they're spending their time. I've heard Dr. Adamak, Stacy, when she ran her program, she said, I wanted my parents to have informed support. And that's precisely what this report does for our parents and their caregivers, is they have that informed support on there. So I'm going to kick it over to Michelle Rutherford. She is our National Director of Success Management, and she's going to talk about the support that districts, schools, administrators, teachers, and the communities are going to receive. All right, Michelle, you ready?
I'm ready. Okay, so as you can see on the next slide, we take our commitment to your success very seriously. Throughout your partnership with us, you'll have a success manager who's there with you, assisting with planning, implementation, professional development, and targeted support for your teachers and administrators. To support this conversation, on the next slide, you'll see success managers will be providing specialized reporting. Jason, thank you. Administrators will receive specialized reporting that they'll use to proactively work with you and make sure that you're aware of your staff and students' progress and performance. We'll make sure that you get the most out of your partnership with us by identifying areas of success and opportunities for optimization. I'm sure you're wondering about how you can get started. We've made this process very quick and easy for you. Jason, will you open the link? If you go to the link that we're showing on the screen. Uh-oh.
Yep, 1 second. That's there we go. Just closed out. Hold on. For some reason, it just all shut down in the background. Hold on, I'll get it loaded up in 1 second. We'll get right back to it.
Thank you. Well, in just a second, that link's going to come up. But when we get to the link, you'll have quick and easy access where you can register your district and then also sign up for professional development services. So as you can see here, if you'll scroll up just a little bit on the screen, please. It's www.apexlearning.com/Connecticut. When you go there, then you will see quick access for you to be able to sign up to receive access. If you'll scroll up just a little bit to the blocks in teal, you'll see that we just asked for a little bit of information, who's your district contact and who is the technology contact, so that we can then reach out and engage with you so we can get all of your staff and students loaded into the system. We'll actually begin a user integration for you, so that's automatically updating every day and you don't have to manage it. I'd like to also introduce my colleague, Deb Stetcher. She's an implementation success manager at Apex Learning, and she'll introduce some of the opportunities that you have to participate in professional development leading up to the summer implementation. Deb?
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Jason. We know that you're excited to get started, and not only do you want to register so we can make sure that your teachers and students are all loaded up into Apex, but how do we learn about this? How do we get trained? Well, if you scroll down, Jason, about 3/4 of the way down the page, you will see a link that says professional development. There's an orange link that says PD information and registration that you will click on. We will be offering you a plethora of opportunities to attend 3 unique trainings set up, and these are for summer school. So if you're thinking, oh my goodness, we want to start in the fall, you don't have to worry. We'll have another set of professional development for fall starting. This is just for summer school. So we have 3 unique sessions. Session 1 is on functionality training and best practices. At that time, we'll go through what's the instructional design of the curriculum? How do I set up classes? How do I manage these classes and make them unique for my school or my programs? So we'll go through all of that. We'll make it so easy for you. The second session that we've provided for you is we will go back over, how do I do this again? And yep, this is a working session. We're going to help you through that. As you set up your classrooms, we'll walk hand in hand, side by side with you during this webinar. The third session we will be offering in July. This is once you've started. We have found out that providing office hours for you has been incredibly beneficial. Once you get started, you think, oh, what is this data for, and how do I use it again? Where do I get to that report? So we want to be there to help you through that and answer those questions. During office hours, you can pop on and ask us your questions. We'll give you the answers, or you can sit and listen to other people's questions. It's very much of an individualized support for you. To identify and register, you'll see that there are some drop downs. Just play along on this link. You can drop down and choose the day and time that benefits and works the best for you and is most beneficial to go along with your busy schedules. So if you want to do session 1 one day and session 2 another day, please feel free to do so. We look forward to seeing you, but what we do ask is that you absolutely sign up so we can track those of you and where you're from so that we can make sure that we're helping you. There are a total of 14 sessions, so please look through that. And we ask that you sign up again by June 30th, register for summer school. Keep track. You can go to, again, www.apexlearning.com/Connecticut to sign up to register, to sign up for your PD sessions, and to watch out for more to come as you register for fall and beyond. We will have rolling registrations. There will be that time in August to register and get professional development for fall, and then later on in the fall to register to for the winter sign up. We look forward to hearing from you.
I did place the link in the chat so people can access it there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. Throw it back to you, Michelle and Jason.
Thanks.
Thanks for giving an overview of those programs for the summer. So as Deb indicated earlier, we're having signups that are rolling. So for everyone who's getting ready to start a summer program, this is now is your time. Go ahead and register and sign up for your sessions. We'll also be offering another round of registration and professional development for the fall starting in July. So be on the lookout on this page for more information. Jason?
All right, fantastic. And that closes down the Apex overview and the information on registration for districts and teachers on the professional development. Melissa, do you want to close this out and open up the questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for attending today. I would like to open it now. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and type them in the chat. I haven't seen any come in yet, but the link for more information is there, thanks to Irene. So if you'd like to go through that link, access to the catalog to learn more, register for usage of Apex Learning courses, and then for the professional development, that's also there for you. If there are any questions, I'll give it just a couple of minutes to Irene for any closing thoughts that she has.
Sure, and of course my phone is ringing in the background, but I'll talk over it. So thank you so much, the Apex Learning team, for providing that overview and just furthering the reason why Apex was chosen to support all of Connecticut learners, adult and student. Those that are participating today, that I want you to leave here knowing that this is intended to be supplemental to your local curricula. It's not to replace it, but hopefully you can see the potential and how Apex Learning can be married with the local curriculum as well as the local programming that you're designing. I think the flexibility, I love that chart where you show the flexibility that this is really agile and that this can be used in a number of different ways to meet the needs of each district. And Connecticut is unique. We have the small, the large, and the very large. So I hope that those that are participating can see the potential in this. The other thing I wanted to say is that this was through a substantial competitive RFP process, and we really put Apex and anyone else through the paces of understanding that we were getting the best of breed. So please, those that are on here, leave knowing that we sought out to get the best for our state. So again, thank you, Apex Learning, for being a partner with us as we move forward to really accelerate the learning experiences. And I love that it's about credit accumulation in so many different ways, as well as advancing equity for all of our learners across the state. I do see a question in the chat now, so I'll pause for a moment. It says, for credit recovery purposes, are you able to adapt the program for a student to only do certain portions of a course?
Absolutely.
I'll answer that one. Absolutely. Is that okay, Melissa? Absolutely. And during the professional development, we will show you how you can customize a course for, you might have a student that needs one section of our course and other students that need others. You can make it as unique as you, right down to the individualized student. And we will help you do that. And that's why the second session is a working session. If you'll need help doing this, somebody to hold your hand and support you, we will be there during that session to make sure that you are customizing the courses to meet the needs of all of your students.
I'm monitoring the chat as well. Yes, this session is being recorded, so it'll be made available and you can access it later. I know it's a lot of information, a lot of good information. You may want to watch it again. Today, earlier, Melissa and the team, there was a question that came in when I met with district leaders. And the question was, depending upon the use of Apex Learning, like the time of it, or if they decide to disenroll a student for whatever reason, there was a question of accessing the data afterward, that student data afterwards. So I don't know if you can expand on that a little bit more, if that makes sense.
I'm happy to answer that also. We don't get rid of the students' data. We can archive specific programs, students, classrooms, but teachers always have access to back up this data, and we are always there to help you do that if there are any questions on how to. So we'll absolutely.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any other questions at this time. I'm wondering if outside of credit recovery, maybe give us some other use case like scenarios, like what are some other ways that it might be used outside of credit recovery?
You want me to take this one, Deb?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's so many of us on, I don't know who should answer. So there are a lot of different ways that you might use digital curriculum. One way may be to support students who are working virtually. They might be a homebound student. They might be a student who's participated in your virtual program. Another way is to provide students with a supplemental tool that supports the work that they're doing in your classroom. So they have another avenue that they can go back and look at instructional content to support their learning. Some of our school districts also use digital curriculum to help students remediate portions of a course. So instead of just credit recovery, where a student's not been successful in their first attempt at a whole course, they might offer a quarter recovery or a unit level recovery so that students can remediate and move on within the existing course. And there are a lot of other ways. So if you're thinking about ways to use digital tools in your classroom and we're not and you want to discuss those with us, we're definitely available through the professional development sessions or otherwise to chat with you about those.
Another question that I have received outside of this presentation is the ability for teachers to teach through Apex Learning to the whole group in front of them, and what are the possibilities there?
I'm happy to answer that one. Our curriculum is wonderful to project onto a whiteboard. The teachers can have small group, interactive group instruction with think, pair, shares, answering questions as to why that was correct or incorrect, really focusing a mini lesson or a whole group lesson around that. We also have some offline instruction through practices and journals that I think are stellar for a teacher to provide to small groups, individual students, for them to work through together to answer those questions. So absolutely, we are constantly working with schools and teachers on how they can pace out and utilize the curriculum with their whole group. And I think that's just a fabulous way, especially with this virtual learning. If a student is at home, then what's being taught in the classroom is the same access and equity that they have working virtually.
Thank you for that. So I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat. We were very efficient.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. If anyone else has any other questions that come to mind, my contact information is on this last slide. You can feel free to reach out to me directly. You also can go to our website. There's a chat functionality there that you can get a lot of answers to your questions. It's a real human at the other end of that, so they can answer you right away, but you can also feel free to reach out to me and we will get you the information that you need.
And the same for myself too. I think districts have my contact information, but if not, we'll resend it in the next Superintendent's Digest newsletter from the Commissioner with constant updates of how to use the State Department of Education to support you with this implementation as well. As we learn more and grow together, I think the possibilities are exciting to see how, again, to accelerate the learning experience and really advance equity of access and opportunity. So truly excited for the partnership. Thank you, Apex Learning team. There's more to come.
Thank you. A wonderful day.
Thank you. Yep, we will close this webinar now and the recording will be made available. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.